Today we learn about voice. We learn about how to change a sentence in active voice into passive voice. Firstly, we learn about what is voice. Voice is a form of verb which denotes whether subject has done something or something has done to the subject. Voice are of two kinds, active voice and passive voice. Active voice. A verb is said to be an active voice when the subject or the doer of an action is active. For example, Shyam writes a letter. Here, the subject Shyam is the doer of the action, writes. Passive voice. A letter is written by Shyam. Here, the subject, the letter is not the doer of the action, but receives the action. So, we call it as passive verb. What kind of verbs are used in passive voice? Only a transitive verb is used in the passive voice. That means the verb with an object after it. Intransitive verbs are not used in the passive voice. That means the verb which is not having a direct object. For example, go, sleep, come, run, walk, etc. The passive voice is used when the subject of the active voice is unknown, unimportant, or vague. Example, people, they, a person, somebody, someone. Rules for changing the sentence in active voice into passive voice. Firstly, trace out subject, verb and object of the sentence. Object in the active voice becomes subject in the passive voice. Suitable be form is used according to the tense of the main verb in the active voice. The verb in the active voice is changed into past participle of the verb in the passive voice. Preposition by is used after the past participle. The subject in the active voice becomes object in the passive voice. When the sentence is changed into passive, it changes as follows. For example, Shyam writes a letter. The sentence is in active voice. Here, Shyam is subject, a letter is object, and writes is verb. The verb is in simple present. While changing the sentence into passive, a letter becomes the subject and Shyam becomes object and writes, which is the verb in simple present, becomes is written. And the sentence will be written like this. A letter is written by Shyam. List of be-form verbs which are used in the passive voice. In present tense, is for singular subject, am for I, are in plural. Past tense, was for singular, were for plural. Future tense, be. Continuous tense, being. Perfect tense, been. Use of pronouns while changing active voice into passive voice. I changes into me, we, us, you, he, him, she, her, they, them. Children, here a table is given along with the structure form of the verbs. So you can learn tenses also simultaneously along with the voice. In simple present, the sentence is I eat an apple. In passive, it changes as follows. An apple is eaten by me. In simple past, I ate an apple. In passive, an apple was eaten by me. For simple future, the sentence in active voice is I shall eat an apple. It will change in passive like this. An apple will be eaten by me. Present continuous, I am eating an apple. An apple is being eaten by me. Past continuous, I was eating an apple. An apple was being eaten by me. Present perfect, I have eaten an apple. An apple has been eaten by me. Past perfect. I had eaten an apple. An apple had been eaten by me. Who changes into by whom? Now we learn about examples on present tense. Birds build nest. Here, nest becomes the object. Nest becomes the subject in passive. So, nest, the subject is in plural, so we have used here are built. So, nests are built by birds. Next, Sachin plays cricket well. Here, cricket becomes the subject in passive, so that is in singular, we can write is played. Cricket is played by Sachin well. Shyam writes a letter. Here also a letter is in singular, so we can use is written. A letter is written by Shyam. People speak English all over the world. English is spoken all over the world. They announce results. Results are announced. Here in active voice, the subject they is unimportant and unknown. That's what we cannot use in passive. So we can write the sentence like results are announced. Examples on past tense. The police caught the thieves. The thieves were caught by the police. Here the thieves, that is subject in passive, is in plural. So we have used here were caught. The thieves were caught by the police. The snake coiled the doctor's shoulder. Here the doctor's shoulder is a subject in passive which is in singular, so we have used here was coiled. The doctor's shoulder was coiled by the snake. When a transitive verb has two objects, either the direct or the indirect object may become the subject of the sentence in passive. For example, the principal gave him a prize. Here him is indirect object and a prize is direct object. So we can write in passive like this. He was given a prize by the principal, or a prize was given him by the principal. One more example. The king gave the pandit a reward. The pandit was given a reward by the king, or a reward was given to the pandit by the king. Now examples on simple future. We shall play the match tomorrow. A match will be played by us tomorrow. The students will complete the project. The project will be completed by the students. I shall have written the letter. The letter will have been written by me. Karthik will buy a car next month. A car will be bought by Karthik next month. Mohit will help me in solving the maths problems. I shall be helped by Mohit in solving the maths problems. Pranav will do this work. This work will be done by Pranav. Examples on present continuous tense. Children are flying kites. Kites are being flown by the children. Jahnavi is singing a song in the prayer. A song is being sung by Jahnavi in the prayer. Basha is playing cricket in the ground. Cricket is being played by Basha in the ground. Mother is cooking food in the kitchen. Food is being cooked by mother in the kitchen. The mason is building the wall. The wall is being built by the mason. The teacher is teaching the lesson. The lesson is being taught by the teacher. Children have to see very carefully how the verb is changing in passive. Examples on past continuous tense. Sita was writing a letter to her father. A letter was being written by Sita to her father. They were fighting the last battle. The last battle was being fought by them. Children were writing a test. A test was being written by the children. Durga was preparing a clay models. Clay models were being prepared by Durga. Revant was giving a speech. A speech was being given by Revant. Now examples for present perfect tense. Swami has broken the window panes. Here the verb is in present perfect has broken. It will change in passive like have been broken. The window panes have been broken by Swami. Here window panes, the subject is in plural, so we have used here have been broken. Jaswant has won the first prize in elocution. The first prize has been won by the Jaswant in elocution. Here, the subject, the first prize is in singular, so we have used has been won. They have cut all the telephone wires. All the telephone wires have been cut. I have taught them English. They have been taught English by me. The manager has granted me loan. This sentence can be written in two ways. The loan has been granted me by the manager, or I have been granted a loan by the manager. Now examples on past perfect tense. The team had won the match. The match had been won by the team. She had not confessed her guilt. Her guilt had not been confessed by her. My servant had cleaned my shoes. My shoes had been cleaned by my servant. He had found her address in the telephone book. Her address had been found by him in telephone book. Sachin had forgotten the homework book. The homework book had been forgotten by Sachin. Examples on future perfect tense. They will have played a match. A match will have been played by them. Rita will have deposited the money. The money will have been deposited by Rita. The organizers will have conducted a program. A program will have been conducted by the organizers. We shall have bought a car. A car will have been bought by us. The exams will have been commenced in the next month.